We're here at Knoxville Raceway on the Tuesday night before tomorrow. The 61st Knoxville Nationals starts right here. The rigs, they're away sleeping. Dingus is starting to fill up, and the motorhomes are obviously they're full too with the drivers and fans. We're at the racetrack. It's actually really quiet right now. It's actually quite cool. It's like a perfect temperature right now. Like I said, the track is ultra quiet, and we thought it would be a great opportunity to show you some of the racetrack. But let's go into turn one, and I wanted to show you something quite unique about Knoxville Raceway. We're down here at the entry of turn one just as the front straight starts to come into the corner. And I wanted to show you, I know we spoke about it briefly on another video, but I wanted to show you just how big this ledge is into turn one. When you watch the footage, when you're watching the stream, you can't actually see how much of a drop there really is from this berm. Now, there's a real smart reason why they do this, and that's so drivers don't cut to the infield, and also they've got an infield track, so say you've got a problem, you can pull to the infield. But what I also wanted to show you was how much it actually grows going into the corner, because like I said before, you can't see it on the stream. So let's travel down into turn one. Right, so we're starting to get into the heart of turn one. It actually does the opposite of what I said, and it starts to taper off. Here, there's not much of a ledge at all. This wouldn't really unsettle the cars if you hit it. Now this is where the cars actually push out, just over here, and this obviously needs to be cleared because this is a drain for water. So cars need to be able to push out onto the racetrack where it's actually quite flat here. But then quickly, right here, all the way along here, you can see the berm starts to build up. Now when the tower is filming from the middle of the front straightaway, you don't actually see this part. And drivers try so hard to grab the bottom, but this is how fine it is. If you just stop there, look how high it is here. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to show up too well on camera, but if you look up where I am now, there's a big jump down. That's at least a couple of feet drop down. So imagine your left front tires here. You're trying to hug the bottom as much as possible. The left rear's out a little bit further. If your left front starts to come up here, it'll lift the front end axle and unsettle the car. And then the wheels, just like you hit a gutter in your road car, will want to flick right and move you out off track, and you'll end up out here. And then as the night goes by, obviously this part of the racetrack isn't as tacky, not as much grip. It unsettles the race car. You lose momentum. A guy on the outside or a guy on the inside that did hold the bottom is going to be able to run straight by you. So I can't stress enough how big this curb is. I've never seen this at a racetrack before that I've been to, and I love that it's so unique about Knoxville. That's why it makes it so tough for Knoxville to run. But that's the racetrack, and let's get ready for night one of the Knoxville Nationals.
The heat pushes and you're not there, you're late. It's 5 heats tonight with an 8 invert. We hit 30 minutes, we'll stop, we'll have a fuel stop. They're 10 lap heats, so you got enough time to make moves or whatever. Just make sure you try to start the heats off right. Any race, really.
Alright, we're finally here, night one of the 61st Knoxville Nationals here at Knoxville Raceway. We're on the infield, the trailers obviously aren't here tonight. I've already got a GoPro on McKenna Haase's car. She's just rolled out for warm-ups. We're still trying to find another car that will run the GoPro. Some guys don't like to run it for qualifying because they want to be as light as possible, and I kind of can't argue with that. It's their race car, and I would be the same, to be honest. It's extra weight. I used to pull a tear off before qualifying to make sure I was light as possible. But yeah, I think Shots, who else is here? Horton Charlotte's going to be fast, but Shots, Gravel, Schuhart, they're probably my top 3 picks. They're in form, they're always good here. Shots and Schuhart ran first and second here just on Sunday night, and Gravel's always fast here at Knoxville. So I'm really interested to see what Sheldon, Gio in his new livery, Sheldon's got new livery as well, Reitzel, what he's in. You know, I feel like it's hit or miss for those guys, as I wrote on our social media post, but the crowd's starting to roll in, and and it's getting hot here, and we're about 25 minutes away from hot lap, so let's go.
Felt really good. I don't think we're going to change a whole lot for the heat. We start 6th in the second heat, so hopefully we can just go forward.
And I saw your team's changing gears. Is that a normal thing?
I swung a little bit further for qualifying tonight to try to get some extra speed out of it, and I think we did. So now I'm going to swing back the other way for the heat. So I feel good about that change.
What's the plan for the heat?
We've got decent cars in front of us to where I think I can hopefully get a good jump, you know, and at least try to get that top 4.
Alright, so qualifying's done. First heat's just about to go out right now. They're just packing down the track a little bit. McKenna ended up 12th quick, so she'll be out of position 6 in her heat, and Shane Golobic, who we also got a camera on, he qualified at 9th, so he went out fairly early. Felt like they left a little bit on the table and that they should have run a little bit lower, and that's what Parker Price Miller right before him did, and he was quick time. So he'll start out at position 7. If you watch the format video that we posted earlier, then you would understand that's why they're starting in those positions. But these heat races are probably the best heat races of the year. An invert of 8, you need to finish in the top 4 to make it through to the A. Let's go.
Not the greatest laps I ever put down here, but kind of got lucky with the draw. Had a good draw, went out early, and laid down a good enough time to be 9th quick. So starting deep in the heat race, start 7th, got to get to 4th. It's gonna be a challenge, working our way through there, but we're in a later heat, 4th heat, so see what we can do, get a good start, and pick them off, and get to that 4th spot. If we can do that, we'll be in good shape.
9th in qualifying's not bad, but where do you feel like you went wrong?
I got just a little bit crossed up off of 2. I entered a little lower, kind of thinking I could stick it just a little bit off it and not bog down. I kind of was, told that Parker was able to do that, and just cheated just a touch, and he was really fast. The car right before me, so I tried, got a little snug in the center, and kind of got the right rear over it a little, and killed some speed. Now it's still our better lap out of the 2, so kind of left some out on the table, but luckily good pill draw. Got to thank my cousin Garrett for doing that. It saved our night for sure, and now we just got to get after it in the heat.
And from Des Moines, Iowa, outside of the 3rd row, in the HighBeatHeels.com, number 55, Tia McKenna Haase.
Everybody, once you got spaced out, everybody ran the same freaking speeds.
I wish that I could have gotten fully by him, because I was on his outside.
Right. Yeah.
And then I came back in. What?
But I think you're
Oh, and then he flipped me off. Again.
Everybody, nobody's chasing me out there. Yeah, not one person. I thought we were going to be first. I thought you were just going to fucking shoot by them all. Now we're fucking very all the best qualifiers, right?
Felt okay, got a good start, but couldn't quite get to 4th. Ran, got to 5th, and then didn't get off 2 very well, and let one guy go back by. Didn't transfer, just like everybody else who qualified in the top 10, basically. So now we get to start 9th in the feature. I mean, in the B. trying to make top 4 to make it to the feature. So kind of frustrating. But
Do you elect to run Wednesday night?
I had checked the box for Thursday, but they put us on Wednesday, so I don't know.
Do you prefer Thursday in hope that like maybe the track's wider from having a full night on it?
I mean, yeah, usually Knoxville does such a good job. Track's always good no matter what, so tonight they missed it, and it's just made it tough for the heat races. Guys, equipment nowadays is so good, and the track was kind of somewhat easy to run for the most part. It's hard to, you can't invert 8 and expect guys to go 8th or 7th to 4th on a track that's not real racy. So I'm not the only one. I mean, I get to start 9th. There's obviously 8 other guys in front of me that qualified in the top 10 that didn't get to transfer straight to the feature. So got our work cut out, but if we can somehow get into the feature, then maybe salvage a decent points night.
Heat races are done. The track is just way too fast. It's way too tacky, like we spoke about from last night. The bottom is so tacky. You can probably tell by the GoPros. I'm facing them forward so you guys can see what the drivers are doing and what's happening in front of them. But you can probably see that the clay's filling in really quickly. But yeah, the track's too fast. It's too tacky, meaning it's just kind of like compacted hot laps in the heat races, meaning there's not much passing. So with this Knoxville Nationals format of having an invert of 8, then guys aren't able to make their way forward. I think 17 of the top 20, Johnny Gibson just said, that in qualifying, 17 of those top 20 are in the B main. And both of the cars that we're on, McKenna Haase, the 55, and Golobic in the 70W, is just about to back out. They're out of 9 and 10 in the B main. So they've got their work cut out for them. Guys like Sheldon Ordenchild are in front of them. I think Parker Price Miller, who was quick time, also didn't make the A. So guys like David Gravel, top points, he'll be out of position 8 in the A. Johnny Schultz is next to him in out of 7th. Invert of 8, obviously, for the A main. But yeah, the top 17 of the top 20 qualifiers, 4 of them will only make it through to tonight's A. B main's about to go out now. Let's see what happens. Feature race is pushing out. I've been running around like crazy. I swear I do more running than anyone here. But Shane Golobic, he didn't make the A. I think he ran about 6. McKenna, she went backwards in a B. So obviously both of our cars not making it through to the A. I had to run around and find someone, and a lot of people are superstitious. I went and saw James McFadden, he's out of 2 and he's real good with me, but you know, I don't think he was too keen. He's out of position 2, he just shook his head and said, he smiled and said no. So I know Gio Scelzi and the KCP guys, they love GoPros and love having stuff on their car. So Gio's out of position 3, and the guy on the crew said, see you out on the front stretch. So hopefully those guys run well. It's facing forward, so hopefully it doesn't cover with clay. That's why I wanted someone as further up in starting in the field so that it wouldn't cover up from other cars in front of them. So exciting A, like I said before, Gravel's out of 8, Shots is out of 7. You know, it's a real mixed match. I think Schuhart's out of pole with McFadden beside him, and then obviously Gio. So should be a good A. Let's see what happens.
pushing the left rear down, and the bottom's getting tackier. But like, it's just so finicky. It is way too. We got to get it more forgiving. We got to get in better, and then exit better. We're exiting bad because we can't get in. Now, if the stars align and the end of the race and I hit my marks, it's fucking badass. But my fucking chance of doing that's like 10%. Like, I'm trying my best to hit the bottom, and I couldn't do it down here to save my fucking life. I just could not do it. 3 or 4 out of 25. And that's not how you win. You know what I mean? I don't know what happened, but I got an amazing start, and then it felt like I had no right rear shock on the car, and I was like loose as hell, so like, fuck, I'll go to the cushion, get a few laps in, but I don't know what happened on the start.
Like that in the middle.
I went to the bottom here, but it shot me out.
Fourth. What do you think?
God damn, this race just so emotional. You want to win so bad, and being that close to, you know, running up front and just disappointed. Hard to be upset, but yeah, I just want to win.
I love coming here. I stood up in the tower. It's like a chess game, watching you guys kind of pinch each other off and guys slide through the middle and things like that. What was going through your race, battling with guys like Shots was fast. I saw McFadden tried to pinch you getting into one.
Yep.
You have to really think about kind of where you place your car.
Yeah, definitely. The track turned out really good, honestly. The bottom stayed nice and wet. I was worried about it early. It would just be really narrow, but it had 3 lanes almost, and Don blew by me like I was tied to a post, which I kind of expected. Then gravel got me at the end, which sucks, but we got a good car. You just got to put it all together.
What do you think you need to change, like, from the end of the feature race? Because you were strong early.
Yep. Yeah, you just got to be smarter. You know, your car doesn't normally fade a whole lot. If you spin the tires a lot, slide across the middle, you're going to fade even quicker. So just keeping a calm head, and Don's won like 20 of these races, so just he's really good. David's really good. He's won one, and Schuhart's also going to win one here soon. So just racing against 3 really good guys, and then just got to be smarter.
All right, we're walking back to our place of residence for the week. First night's done. We actually do have a car that we could drive to the track, but we're staying so close that it just makes sense to walk, especially with all the traffic that Knoxville gets just for this time of year. Yeah, good night of racing. I'm not going to say I called the podium, but kind of called the podium, out of order, of course. But Schuhart, he won again, and Shots again second, just like Sunday night. Shots and gravel, second and third, they came from the 4th row because it's an invert of 8. Good race. Gio, who we had a GoPro on, he ended up just missing out on the podium to gravel right there when they got to the line off for turn 4. He lost that position, but still a good night. You know, it's just such a big shake-up in the points. I expect tomorrow night, with a full night of racing already on the track, that should widen up the track for tomorrow night. I think you'll see more passing in the heats. You'll probably see more guys get closer to that 500 score tomorrow night, the Thursday, and you'll probably see those guys start off the front. I saw on the points it's gravel and Shots, 469 points. So I think you'll see, you know, maybe a couple of cars. Could be wrong, but I think you'll see a couple of cars that'll probably fill up the front row that'll come from Thursday night. That's the advantage from running on the second night. But either way, good night of racing, good start to the Nationals, and we'll see what happens tomorrow night.